guys, welcome back to Bird Fighters, and in this video we are going to show you TikToks that abuse birds. So what I find that what's wrong with that is that there's loads of lovebirds stuck in the small purple cage, and then they are let out into the bigger cage. And yes, it's bigger, but it's still too small for all of the lovebirds. So they're not really going to have any space to do anything, to climb and fly. So they should have separated.
They don't have any toys. They have only 2 or 3 persons. They have nothing good for birds. The birds are stuck in a very small cage still, because that cage can only fit 5 birds or 4 birds. That is not sufficient cage for that many birds. So I really don't like that cage, and they're abusing birds, because I think they should have spent more on their birds rather than keeping them in very small cages, giving them terrible life.
I agree. So for the first one, the purple cage, they were stuffed into it. They have a life. They are not made. They are not things. And then they were let into the bigger cage. The cage was bigger, yeah, but it's still too small for that many lovebirds. And besides that, there was 2-3 dowel perches and no toys.
Yeah. So I will move on to the second one now. It's this one. So what I find that is wrong with that one is not anything about the lady with the budgie, but it's the cage. There's, once again, loads of budgies and not enough perches, not enough space for the budgies to move around. It's a big cage, don't get me wrong. But on the perches, they are all cramped together. And I think they should add more natural perches, maybe somewhere on the bottom, but not where the budgies would put on the other budgies. And maybe a couple of toys. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, so there's nothing actually too wrong with that TikTok, but it's just the background setting that's a little bit off. It's just the aviary in the background. Yeah, it's big, but they could maybe put a few more natural wood perches, because they only use a little part of the upper part, so the bottom is pretty unused.
Yeah, there are no toys, and I didn't see any food bowls and water bowls, so I don't know what's the condition of food and water bowls. Maybe they will be super dirty because there are so many birds. So water and food bowls, I wasn't able to see that, so I don't know about them. But the cage setup was really bad.
Okay, so now time for the third one, and that is I find that TikTok just completely horrible. First of all, once again, the lovebirds are stuck in a small cage, and I know they're shipping them, but still. And they put like this netting or something around the cage, and that can make breathing for the birds a lot harder, and sometimes it doesn't even let them breathe. And the way they just like throw seeds, I think it was, into the cage, like it's gonna get pooped on if they're gonna stay in there for a long time. It doesn't even have to be long, just a bit that they're in there, and they're just gonna poop on the seeds, and they can't eat that then. So, yeah, I don't like that.
The lovebirds were stuck in a very, very, very small cage, and there were no food bowls, and there were no water bowls. How are they supposed to even break? They were like throwing seeds, and I don't think that the seeds will be stable. Seeds will move around everywhere, and how are lovebirds even supposed to sit somewhere? They have to climb over the gate bar because they don't have any perches. And that was terrible. Well, that's not really terrible. I don't know why they even have to do it. Maybe they could get a carrier and then they can do shipping. But why to do it that way? That's really horrible.
Yeah, because like first they put like this stocking netting over the tiny cage, and like they said, it's gonna be a little bit harder for them to breathe. And we also said in the Ellen the Birds video that they have very sensitive respiratory systems, and they also thrown like seeds there. They didn't even like, they just thrown it. How are they supposed to eat if it's just like scattered everywhere? And if they're gonna be moved around, then they pretty much, it's a lot harder for them to eat.
Yeah. It's like causing a blockage for them to eat. There's no, for them to breathe. It's like causing a blockage for them to breathe, and there's no ventilation, just like we had said in the health video.
Yeah.
Okay, so now time for the fourth one. And it is this one. So, what I find wrong in that is that I kind of understand that they have to ship them, and they need to have loads of birds shipped and put into cages, but do they really need to put that many into like this tiny, tiny cage that not a single one of the birds is gonna have enough space to even just fly from corner? Not in one place in the cage. Sorry about that.
But I found terrible is that the man was catching birds with not very harshly, like with hurty birds. When I had got my bird sky, the workers there had like plastic gloves, and then they were catching the birds. So not so harshly, but that man was catching birds really harshly, like objects like flies, like bird flies or something. And that's not the right way to get a bird. Like, it's really bad to get them like that. And yeah, the cage was definitely so small. They had like 10 or 20 birds in just that small cage. My carrier is way more bigger than that cage. And they are carrying like 10 or 20 birds in that small cage.
Yeah. And for me, they caught them with the like butterfly net or something. Like they were flies or butterflies. They did not really think about like they are actual lovebirds. And yeah, flies and butterflies still have a life, but it's more appropriate to catch a butterfly like that better than a bird. And the cage that they were putting into, it's like that purple cage we saw in the first TikTok, and they were like crammed together, they were smushed, and not one of them were gonna have enough space.
Okay, so now time for the final one, and I'm gonna share it right now. So, I personally am not sure because I never had to, like, do that kind of hand feeding to a baby bird, but everyone in the comments was saying that they were overfeeding their little bird, so I guess that Hallie can say more because she has Tiki and she's been hand feeding. So,
Yes.
you want to say anything?
Yes, but like for Tiki, he already had like a little bit of feathers when I got him, but I never really saw a baby bird like that small. But by the looks of it, I think he may be a little bit overhand feeding. But yeah, and I don't know if it's natural for people to hold baby birds by the head. So maybe some do it, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that person was actually overfeeding that bird. Like, if you could see the crop was already full, and that man was like, force feeding that bird. And the bird didn't even need it. Like, man, very much so. He didn't really needed hand feeding for like in every hour or in every 30 minutes. He needed hand feeding in like every 4 hours because he was already so much like 15 days old. So he didn't really need lots of hand feeding, but still overfeeding a bird is not good at all, and because that can cause so many problems with digestion, and that bird can die because baby birds are very fragile and they can die with the smallest mistakes ever.
Yeah.
So that was the last TikTok that I could find, and if you didn't notice, then they were all from the same person, from the same account, but there's no hate for them. It's just that we want to improve something for them, and definitely no hate on them, whatever. So, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video, and if the others want to say something, then it's a bye-bye from me. So yeah, bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to see more videos. And you could also subscribe to our main channels, which is in the channel section. And if you have anything to say, you could write a comment about it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye guys.